As we do move into this late summer and, dare I say, early fall chapter of the year, our flower pots, they're not feeling it. They are suffering. My first guest says, though, we don't have to settle for dry and dead. A little refresh is all they need to carry vibrant color into the start of a new season. Horticulturist Carly Wood is here to show us how to replace the weary, the dreary, and the dry. It's great to see you, sister. So a lot of us just give up hope. We're like, is there any point? Is there any shot? Is there any chance? You say don't give up quite yet.
Don't give up, but it has been like the hottest summer. I'm like,
hot.
Everything looks terrible, but you know, we got some rain the last few days. Temperatures are cooling down a little bit. We've got hope.
She's speaking optimistically, and we're grateful that she is. Is this a refresh, or is it time to turn over?
You know, I'm going to show both because I feel like you can do both.
Okay.
Because we've still got plenty of heat ahead of us. I mean, you know.
So let's start with some refresh ideas. First, you say it's not too late to reach for fertilizer.
Yes. So this little special hanging basket, it's looking real sad. So when I found out I was going to be doing a segment on this, I'm like, you know, I'm not going to feed, cut, anything.
Not going to touch it.
Yes, and this is, you know, how it looks. I usually don't plant petunias because they require so much food. They're just heavy feeders. So I'm like, this is kind of what you get if you're not feeding.
They're like the teenager of plants.
Yes,
they just
require a lot of food.
Yeah.
So I brought like a bunch of different fertilizers. Most of these are liquid that you can just add right over the foliage feed and feed through the roots.
And doing that now, what will I expect or hope to see happen?
I'd say with like in a week or two, you'll start to see a reflush of blooms.
So new growth.
Yes, new growth, especially if we get our temperatures do stay a little bit cooler, like low 90s, let's hope. So yes, there's total hope.
And is there a specific brand that you love or reach for the most that you would recommend to us at this point in the year?
No, I would just look for something with a big middle number. That's going to be one that's going to help support blooms.
I love when you speak my language. Nothing too technical, just a big middle number.
Yes.
Got it. You say a haircut can help.
Yes, so I'm going to show you on this one. So as you can see, like the geraniums, they have not been deadheaded. And if you don't deadhead them, they don't send up new flowers.
I get so nervous to cut in any form.
No. You don't have to be nervous. Geraniums are easy. In fact, you don't even need pruners. You can just stem them off. But the thing you want to do is you want to follow the flower stem all the way down and break it off. Or you can use your snips.
At the base.
At the base. I think a lot of people, their mistake is they're like, I'm going to deadhead my geraniums, and they come through and they cut right here like this. You're leaving all of this stem that the plant still has to try to keep alive, and it's going to take energy away.
Get it out of there.
Yep, so you're going to go through and do that. Also, if you have petunias, calibrachoa, supertunias, you can come through and you can just give them a haircut. And we're not going to be too technical about this one. You can just go through and you're just going to cut them back.
Be artistic.
Yes, just give them a haircut
and out of your pocket. And
yes, and this is going to tell them that they need to send out some fresh growth and blooms.
Okay, so our message will be heard.
Yes.
Step it up.
There you go. That's the first thing you can do to try to refresh those pots.
Okay, you say there are situations, and I think we know these situations where you simply have to swap out. You have to give new plants a new chance.
Yes. So this planter right here, I actually picked this up from the store last week.
Oh.
It's been sitting in a hot parking lot. You can, you know.
It hasn't been living its best life.
Yes, it's sad. Again, it's petunias, heavy feeders. It hasn't been fed. So simple things we can do to this is, like, you've got the spikes in the middle, and spikes last really well into the fall.
Yeah.
And once the weather cools down just a bit, your petunias will last pretty well, but again, you've got to be feeding. So we can come through things like geraniums. They'll do really well.
So you're adding two.
I'm going to add right into here. So we would come through, maybe we're going to add a couple geraniums. Obviously, I'm going to dig this and make space for them. We might add a couple of those. I've got some Dusty Miller we could pop in here really easily.
And the roots will cozy their way in and take hold.
Yes, and so we would obviously plant them in there.
Yeah.
You can, so when you pull, like, let's say one of these petunias is totally dead and you're like, I don't want it in there, just rip it out.
Really?
Yeah, and you might add a little bit fresh potting soil in there too that has some fertilizer mixed in.
Okay.
Again, so we can make them look better than what they are.
Look better. If we want to go for better than better, you say we can just invest and kind of reinvest in some fall pots, some fall plants.
Like, I'm a summer girl, and I'm like, I don't want to think about fall. But then when I went to the store and you're starting to see mums. Okay, if it cools down, like with the rain yesterday, I was like, okay.
They're sort of a fall gateway. Like, we can do this. We love you. You're introducing us into a season we're resisting.
And I would buy your mums as tightly closed as you can, because we're a little bit soon.
Like, you would buy mums now?
Well, I would probably wait another month. But if you're like, I got to get rid of this and I need something else, just buy them as tightly closed as possible so that they will bloom for as long as possible.
And realistically, how long can I expect a mum to help me, to serve me, to look beautiful?
4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, so there is a limited runway there.
And like I just popped this one in a cute basket, and I feel like that just kind of like levels it up a little bit.
So you kept it in the plastic nursery garden tote.
Yep, and I just put it right in there.
Okay.
So that makes it super cute.
Let's go through some other fall plants that you love. If you have to embrace fall, you summer girl.
Yes, it's so, So nurseries will start getting mums, which you can pop in. Pansies.
Okay.
Geraniums will do really well into the fall. Your grasses, spikes like this.
I always like kale this time of year.
Yes, kale, flowering cabbage, flowering kale. Those look beautiful. Those will transition well into as the weather starts to cool.
And the spikes and the grasses will also be friendly and will stay vibrant through this next
and like
stretch.
this grass is fun because it's, it's got a little purpley color to it. It looks a little more fall.
It's got the moody tones.
Yeah.
Do I dare say Halloween in your presence?
No,
it's got the Halloweeny vibe. I'm sorry. Cover your ears. Okay, Carly, thank you so much. Great advice to help us either refresh or turn over our front porch plants as we slide from summer into fall. Where can we get more advice from you?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I'm The Garden Spot, or my website is thegardenspotblog.com.
And you have a whole article about this very topic.
Yes, this will all be on there, and I have a list of plants and recommendations. And
all right, sister.
Over there.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.